Hey, good day. Welcome to another episode of Robert Report. I'm your host, Robert BOBTV Brown. How you doing today? Well, Robert Mueller felt the need to do a press conference and break his so-called code of silence on talking about his investigation. Now, first of all, before I go any further, you got to understand I am not a fan of Robert Mueller. Robert Mueller is one of the biggest liars on Capitol Hill. So automatically, I'm programmed to think anything coming out of your mouth, dude, is a lie. Bona fide, signed, sealed, put a stamp on it. You're a liar because you lied people into Iraq, into a war where thousands of men died, men and women and children, innocent people in other countries died, all to get oil, all to get the oil reserves of Iraq, all to control the poppy seeds of Afghanistan. It was not about liberating those people, because to this day, those people still haven't been liberated. Iraq is not a full democratic country. It's a safe haven for terrorists. Same thing with Afghanistan. But it was Robert Mueller and his lying tongue that got us in this mess. Now, he felt the need, after he gave his Robert Mueller report, you know how Democrats say it's Mueller time. They just he gonna bring Trump down and they gonna lock him up. And they talk about locking Hillary Clinton up. The Republicans, they gonna lock up Trump. Well, he ain't been locked up yet, and you're gonna find out why in this report. All right, so again, Robert Mueller goes on, and I guess he said, "Look, man, y'all guys just don't get it. I gave the report, fine. The AG seemed like he's being a little biased on the report, but you guys got copies of the report. Of course, I'm gonna redact some part. Of course, some things don't need to be told in public, but y'all know what the report really says. I really don't need to be wasting my time coming up here on this mic, but actually, I want to nip this in the bud. I don't want nobody calling me to come in and testify because I'm retiring and I want to enjoy my life as a citizen." Now, we don't know what could be going on with Robert Mueller, but the man is, this liar wants to retire from lying. I don't think that'll ever happen, but let's get into it.
We have, for the first time publicly in more than 2 years, Robert Mueller.
Thank you for being here. 2 years.
Now, understand again, I do not trust this guy. He's a bona fide liar. But I'm going to take him at his word on this.
Years ago, the acting attorney general asked me to serve as special counsel, and he created the special counsel's office. The appointment order directed the office to investigate Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election.
All right, so right there, the whole purpose that they took our taxpayers' dollars without talking to the taxpayers. We didn't care about this mess. You wanted to draw up a narrative to make us care about this mess when we really didn't care about it. To open up this investigation because Trump made Hillary Clinton look so stupid, so bad, it's ridiculous. And it got to be somewhere, somebody had to have some play into this, because this is a miracle. This is something that wasn't supposed to happen. I mean, she was the Lord Air Queen herself, the chosen one, Neo. That's who she's supposed to be. Nobody is supposed to defeat her. She's the most powerful and inevitable, godly queen of politics. So it got to be something. So they wasted our tax money starting this investigation on a Russian probe, because they just want to prove that Trump is Putin's buddy, as my man Jimmy Dore would say, or Putin's puppet.
This included investigating any links or coordination between the Russian government and individuals associated with the Trump campaign. Now, I have not spoken publicly during our investigation. I'm speaking out today because our investigation is complete. The Attorney General has made the report on our investigation largely public. We are formally closing the special counsel's office, and as well, I'm resigning from the Department of Justice to return to private life.
So, in other words, he said, look, I finished my investigation. It is over with. Don't ask me to open nothing up again. I ain't opened up no cans of worm. I gave my report. I'm not mad at the Attorney General. He made it public. Pretty much you guys got a copy of it. I'm ready to go home. I want to rest. I'm not a young man. I want to enjoy my life, even though I spent my life lying about certain stuff.
I'll make a few remarks about the results of our work. But beyond these few remarks, it is important that the office's written work speak for itself. Let me begin where
Now that is significant. He's saying, look, I'm going to comment a little bit on this. I'm not going to give you too much, but I'm going to comment on this. All right? Listen to me, the man who did the report. I'm going to comment on this, but understand this. Everything that I'm saying is already in there, and pretty much you guys know it. On the left and the right, you know what it is. You just read what you want to read, and you taking whatever you want to take out of the story. You're interpreting this thing, and it don't need to be interpreted. Take it for what it is.
The appointment order begins, and that is interference in the 2016 presidential election. As alleged by the grand jury in an indictment, Russian intelligence officers who were part of the Russian military launched a concerted attack on our political system. The indictment alleges that they used sophisticated...
Now listen to this. This is not him confessing that this happened. This is what was reported to be investigated. But here y'all go, y'all thinking this is what he's found. This is the evidence he found.
The indictment alleges that they used sophisticated cyber techniques to hack into computers and networks used by the Clinton campaign. They stole private information and then released that information through fake online identities and through the organization WikiLeaks.
Again, this was the indictment. This was the reason why they called him to investigate. This is not what he found.
The releases were designed and timed to interfere with our election and to damage a presidential candidate. And at the same time, as the grand jury alleged in a separate indictment, a private Russian entity engaged in a social media operation.
Now you hear the key words. The grand jury alleged. Allege. Let me back it up.
Grand jury alleged in a separate indictment.
I repeat, I wish I could make this thing say allege over and over again. Allege, which means they have no evidence that it is evident. It is proven. They only alleged.
Jury alleged in a separate indictment. A private Russian entity engaged in a social media operation where Russian citizens posed as Americans in order to influence an election. These indictments contain allegations.
Indictment, allegations. Indictment, allegation. Doesn't mean charged and proven.
And we are not commenting on the guilt or the innocence of any specific defendant.
Now,
every defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty.
And we're not commenting on anybody who alleged to be guilty or innocent. And let me stick this to you, whether you like it or not, a person in America is innocent until proven guilty. Now, the key is, do they have proof that these individuals were guilty? Let's take a look at this.
The indictments allege, and the other activities in our report describe, efforts to interfere in our political system. They needed to be investigated and understood, and that is among the reasons why the Department of Justice established our office.
And because of these allegations, because they're so concerned, that's the reason why they opened up this office, so we can look into it. That is also a reason we investigated efforts to obstruct the investigation. The matters we investigated were of paramount. All right, so he's moving from the original case to obstruction.
Paramount importance. It was critical for us to obtain full and accurate information from every person we questioned. When a subject of an investigation obstructs that investigation or lies to investigators, it strikes at the core of the government's effort to find the truth and hold wrongdoers accountable. Let me say a word about the report. The report has two parts, addressing the two main issues we were asked to investigate.
Now, I know you said, Rob, you keep doing this. All right, no, I'm breaking it down in bite-sized pieces because some people just so numb-nut and numb-brain like myself that you got to take this bit by bit. You don't eat a whole steak with one mouthful. Even lions don't even do that. Now, you cut it up. You know, you got to get that steak knife, man, and cut it up, put a little Worcestershire sauce on it before you bite it. And that's what we're going to do here. Because this is so important, because what this is going to cause a prolonged impeachment. It's going to be past the 2 years. It has a chance of making, I keep saying, the longer you keep trying to make him look like he's the victim, the moment you keep accusing him of stuff and trying to shame him instead of getting to the work of the people. And I'm not saying he's not worthy of being accused, and I'm not saying he's not worthy to be made a spectacle, because they sure did that to Obama, and a lot of it he asked for. I'm not saying that same thing is not sure for Trump either. I was never a fan of keep putting this mess like this in the forefront and not talking about taking care of the needs of the American people. The things that we need. Give a crap about no Trump. Didn't give a crap about no Obama. None of these presidents. Presidents are there to serve the needs of the American people. But you got numbnuts politicians in between the people and the president that's doing BS stuff like this, and nothing gets done for the people. Nothing. They're so more concerned about impeaching Trump instead of getting people health care. They'll spend millions of dollars to try to get this man impeached instead of taking that money and doing something for the people. Same thing with the Republicans. They did the same thing with Bill Clinton. Same mess.
The first volume of the report details numerous efforts emanating from Russia to influence the election. This volume includes a discussion of the Trump campaign's response to this activity, as well as our conclusion that there was insufficient evidence to charge a broader conspiracy.
Bam. He can say pretty much, yeah, there probably been some activity from Russia. He didn't say the Russian government. He didn't say Russian people in this instant. He didn't mention the government. That's what the initial grand jury who needed this indictment, they came up with that Russian government stuff. Okay? And he's saying, look, this probably came from Russia, but we don't have enough what? Let me go back. What you say, Mr. Liar?
As well as our conclusion that there was insufficient evidence to charge a broader conspiracy.
There was insufficient evidence. Evidence. We don't have enough evidence to charge a broader conspiracy. We ain't got it. So leave me alone. We don't have it. If you got it, let me see it. But we ain't got it. Mind you, the DNC never had the balls to give their server over to the FBI to investigate it. No, they're going to give it to a third-party organization who will say anything you pay them the right money. Those guys who said they got integrity. But he said we ain't have sufficient evidence to charge a broader conspiracy. But yeah, you got numbnuts like Rachel Maddow, Chink Uger, Chink Sink, Pink, Fink, still pushing this mess. But now they want to move over to crimes, which is the overall ending of this. And everybody, I mean, you ain't got nothing new on Trump when you mention the crimes that he's done, probably as president, and crimes that he's done before he became president, and future crimes he's going to do when he's been a crook all from day one. Majority of people in New York City knows this. It's not the first time he's been in the news.
And in the second volume, the report describes the results and analysis of our obstruction of justice investigation involving the president. The order appointing me special counsel authorized us to investigate actions that could obstruct the investigation. We conducted that investigation, and we kept the Office of the Acting Attorney General apprised of the progress of our work. And as set forth in the report, after that investigation, if we had had confidence that the president clearly did not commit a crime, we would have said so.
In other words, if we had evidence that he did not commit a crime, we would have presented the evidence that he did not commit the crime. How do you present evidence that you did not commit a crime unless you got some sort of alibi or something like that? He said if we had sufficient evidence that he didn't commit a crime. Now, who talks about evidence of didn't commit a crime? No, most evidence is designed to prove crime. Who have evidence to prove that you're not dead, that you didn't commit the crime other than an alibi? Anytime somebody say you stole something, anytime somebody say you broke into a building, anytime somebody said you did this or that, usually the alibi is the only proven evidence that you couldn't have did it. He couldn't have did this. He was with me yesterday. Or video evidence or something like that. Most evidence is designed to convict you, not free you. So for Robert Mueller to say this, it's strange. So he's bottom line basically saying we didn't have enough evidence to say he's innocent. Had we did, we would have said it. So what are you saying, Robert Mueller? Do you have evidence to prove that he's guilty? Let's see. That he committed a crime, which 9 times he probably did, but not in this instant. Probably something else.
We did not, however, make a determination as to whether the president did commit a crime.
But see, that's double talk. He's playing with your mind. He first said, we don't have enough evidence that he didn't commit a crime, but we don't have evidence that he did commit a crime. Now again, let me bring myself up here. Robert Mueller want to get himself out of this selection. You're not going to use me in my report to do an October surprise. I'm not going to be held for October surprise. It happens in every country, every kind of there are always surprises, some kind of evidence to try to make your campaign look bad. So Robert Mueller is basically saying, look, you ain't going to use me. The investigation done, I gave my report. The AG went ahead and went over the report. You ain't like what he had to say. I'm telling you now once and for all my summary. But if y'all come calling me to come to Congress when I should be riding my horses in Arizona or wherever I am, actually he should be indicted himself for lying us into a war, which pretty much makes him a war criminal too, because he lied to get us in the war. Colin Powell, all of them. But anyway, I digress. So he's basically saying, I don't have enough evidence to say he didn't. I don't have enough evidence to say he did. You just heard it. But no, the media on both sides saying, see, him saying that he don't have enough evidence to convict. So leave it alone. Giuliani, all these people on Fox News, Brett Humes, and the dude looked like got them George W. looked like he could be part of the Bush family. What happened to Billy Bush, y'all? Where he at? Anyway, let me keep going. So this dude is playing with us. I'm not going to say we got evidence to say he didn't. So that's up to y'all to kind of figure out. But I'm also saying we ain't got enough evidence to say he did. We ain't got enough evidence. So what you saying, man? He's saying nothing. In other words, a man is innocent to proven guilty. God, I don't like Trump, man. As a president, I don't like him. He's horrible for this country. And I'll deal with the so-called black thing that under Trump blacks crap is nothing Trump did that caused that. And I'm going to go over that in one episode. Blacks are better. Blacks are going to be better because of a systematic plan that took place 10 years ago economically, and a lot of black people are not working jobs, and a lot of black people they don't even report anymore. The job report, how do you get a job report? You got to talk to people who have jobs. How many people you talk to who don't have jobs? Anyway, that's another story. But let me get back into this because Robert Mueller is playing games with you guys. And he got you going back and forth over stuff. Keep going. Robert Mueller want to get himself out of this election. You're not going to use me in my report to do an October surprise. I'm not going to be held for October surprise. It happens in every country, every kind of there are always surprises, some kind of evidence to try to make your campaign look bad. So Robert Mueller is basically saying, look, you ain't going to use me. The investigation done, I gave my report. The AG went ahead and went over the report. You ain't like what he had to say. I'm telling you now, once and for all, my summary. But if y'all come calling me to come to Congress when I should be riding my horses in Arizona or wherever I am, actually, he should be indicted himself for lying us into a war, which pretty much makes him a war criminal too, because he lied to get us in the war. Colin Powell, all of them. But anyway, I digress. So he's basically saying, I don't have enough evidence to say he didn't. I don't have enough evidence to say he did. You just heard it. But no, the media on both sides saying, see, him saying that he don't have enough evidence to convict. So leave it alone. Giuliani, all these people on Fox News, Brett Humes, and the dude looked like got them George W. looked like he could be part of the Bush family. What happened to Billy Bush, y'all? Where he at? Anyway, let me keep going. So this dude is playing with us. I'm not going to say we got evidence to say he didn't. So that's up to y'all to kind of figure out. But I'm also saying we ain't got enough evidence to say he did. We ain't got enough evidence. So what you saying, man? He's saying nothing. In other words, a man is innocent to proven guilty. God, I don't like Trump, man, as a president. I don't like him. He's horrible for this country. And I'll deal with the so-called black thing that under Trump blacks crap is nothing Trump did that caused that. And I'm going to go over that in one episode. Blacks are better. Blacks are going to be better because of a systematic plan that took place 10 years ago economically, and a lot of black people are not working jobs, and a lot of black people they don't even report anymore. The job report, how do you get a job report? You got to talk to people who have jobs. How many people you talk to who don't have jobs? Anyway, that's another story. But let me get back into this because Robert Mueller is playing games with you guys. And he got you going back and forth over stuff.
It explains that under long-standing department policy, a president cannot be charged with a federal crime while he is in office. That is unconstitutional. Even if the charge is kept under seal and hidden from public view, that too is prohibited.
All right, so we're going to break this down. We didn't have enough evidence that he committed a crime. We didn't have enough evidence that he didn't commit a crime. And the bottom line is, if we did have evidence, we cannot convict him of a crime. We cannot. Now, you can take whatever evidence that you have and come up with a narrative to come up with a reason to have. Robert Mueller want to get himself out of this election. You're not going to use me in my report to do an October surprise. I'm not going to be held for October surprise. It happens in every country, every kind of, there are always surprises, some kind of evidence to try to make your campaign look bad. So Robert Mueller is basically saying, look, you ain't going to use me. The investigation done, I gave my report. The AG went ahead and went over the report. You ain't like what he had to say. I'm telling you now, once and for all, my summary. But if y'all come calling me to come to Congress when I should be riding my horses in Arizona or wherever I am, actually, he should be indicted himself for lying us into a war, which pretty much makes him a war criminal too, because he lied to get us in the war. Colin Powell, all of them. But anyway, I digress. So he's basically saying, I don't have enough evidence to say he didn't. I don't have enough evidence to say he did. You just heard it. But no, the media on both sides saying, see, him saying that he don't have enough evidence to convict. So leave it alone. Giuliani, all these people on Fox News, Brett Humes, and the dude looked like got them George W. looked like he could be part of the Bush family. What happened to Billy Bush, y'all? Where he at? Anyway, let me keep going. So this dude is playing with us. I'm not going to say we got evidence to say he didn't. So that's up to y'all to kind of figure out. But I'm also saying we ain't got enough evidence to say he did. We ain't got enough evidence. So what you saying, man? He's saying nothing. In other words, a man is innocent to proven guilty. God, I don't like Trump, man. As a president, I don't like him. He's horrible for this country. And I'll deal with the so-called black thing that under Trump, blacks crap. It's nothing Trump did that caused that. And I'm going to go over that in one episode. Blacks are better. Blacks are going to be better because of a systematic plan that took place 10 years ago economically, and a lot of black people are not working jobs, and a lot of black people they don't even report anymore. The job report, how do you get a job report? You got to talk to people who have jobs. How many people you talk to who don't have jobs? Anyway, that's another story. But let me get back into this, because Robert Mueller is playing games with you guys. And he got you going back and forth over stuff. Keep going. Y'all continue this witch hunt. It's going to continue to drum up his base. If you just focus on getting to the people will draw up their own energy to come out and support you. But you want to use this as a tool to beat over the head of Trump impeachment to hopefully smear his candidacy. Hey, I get it. I get it. Like John Wick told Halle Berry about he shot his dog. I get it. When even though she was not an elected official at that time, she pretty much was a civilian. Hillary Clinton and all them lies. James Comey said she lied through her teeth, but I can't find a prosecutor. He could have got Robert Mueller to do that. I can't find nobody to prosecute. He didn't even try. But we were hoping that this would get her out of the election, or at least cause Bernie to win the nomination at that time. I was a big Bernie and bust dude. And then I started looking at some of the legislation pieces. And like I said, I like Bernie policies, but I don't like some of the decisions he made. But let me get off Bernie. Let's keep going.
The department's written opinion explaining the policy makes several important points that further informed our handling of the obstruction investigation. Those points are summarized in our report, and I will describe two of them for you. First, the opinion explicitly permits the investigation of a sitting president because it is important to preserve evidence while memories are fresh and documents available. Among other things, that evidence could be used if there were co-conspirators who could be charged now. And second, the opinion says that the Constitution requires a process other than the criminal justice system to formally accuse a sitting president of wrongdoing.
In other words, I can't use the criminal justice to bring this guy down. There's other ways you can use to bring him down, especially on this obstruction of justice. But not on obstruction of justice. Get away from the obstruction of justice. People guy gonna get nervous and he gonna try to find some way, somehow to block. There's other things to get Trump on besides obstruction of justice. The monument clause is one of them. Him and Jared need to be dealt with on profiting, and his boys on profiting for his organization, because he still has his finger in it while he's in office.
Beyond department policy, we were guided by principles of fairness. It would be unfair to potentially accuse somebody of a crime when there can be no court resolution of the actual charge.
In other words, why are we accusing you of a crime when we have no way to prosecute you of a crime? I want you to get that. Why am I accusing you of a crime, and how can I accuse you of a crime when there's no law that will allow me to prosecute you for a crime? That's why I say the laws need to change. A president should be able to get locked up just like anybody else. He's a human being just like anybody else. Like I said yesterday, there's no special way he pee. He don't wipe his butt any different from anybody else. You know, his arm don't turn all the way into a machine. No. Presidents shouldn't get these special privileges, but he got them, and they can't be overstepped.
So that was Justice Department policy. Those were the principles under which we operated, and from them we concluded that we would not reach a determination one way or the other about whether the president committed a crime.
In other words, if we wanted to, we couldn't go down that road. So why are you expecting me to go down that road? You want me to break the law and go to jail just to appease to you? No, if you go down that road, it's totally going to be on you, Congress. Keep me out of this.
That is the office's final position, and we will not comment on any other conclusions or hypotheticals about the president.
Oh, that's so good. This is our conclusion. You can do whatever you want. You can come up with your hypothetical, but it doesn't affect this. You can come up with your own conclusion, but it doesn't affect this conclusion. This is done. It's over with. Wrap it up, put a bow on it, stick it somewhere. I'm done. I'm taking my line behind out of this game and retire and lie about shooting deer and hunting bears. I'm retired. Don't call me. Don't subpoena me, because I'm not going to say anything more than what's in this report. I don't care how much you try to cross-examine me. It's just going to be a waste of my time and your time. Okay? Leave me alone. Because while I'm at it, I'm going to write a couple of books about this process, and it's going to be released after Trump is out of office. That's when he'll be indicted by the state of New York and possibly get some jail time. Probably not that much, because wealthy people don't do. But then again, in New York, they do stick it to wealthy people. Ask Bernie Madoff. In New York, never been a real super fan of Trump recently. Back in the early days, he was an icon in New York. But not no more. Let me keep going.
We conducted an independent criminal investigation and reported the results to the Attorney General, as required by department regulations.
We did our job. We gave it over to the Attorney General Barr, and that was our requirement, and we did it.
The Attorney General then concluded that it was appropriate to provide our report to Congress and to the American people. At one point,
Now, question. Congress got it, right? It's available for the American public, right? Then what's the problem?
point in time, I requested that certain portions of the report be released. The Attorney General preferred to make the entire report public all at once, and we appreciate that the Attorney General made the report largely public.
All right, so Mueller said, I didn't want it all out there. I did redact, some parts were redacted, and the Attorney General, probably because of pressure from politicians, decided to put it all out, just to shut them up.
And I certainly did not question the Attorney General's good faith in that decision.
He said, I don't question what he did. He did the right thing.
Now, I hope and expect this to be the only time that I will speak to you in this manner. I am making that decision myself. No one has told me whether I can or should testify or speak further about this matter. There has been discussion about an appearance before Congress. Any testimony from this office would not go beyond our report. It contains our findings and analysis and the reasons for the decisions we made. We chose those words carefully, and the work speaks for itself. And the report is my testimony. I would not provide information beyond that which is already public in any appearance before Congress. In addition, access to our underlying work product is being decided in a process that does not involve our office. So beyond what I've said here today and what is contained in our written work, I do not believe it is appropriate for me to speak further about the investigation or to comment on the actions of the Justice Department or Congress. And it's for that reason I will not be taking questions today as well. Now, before I step away, I want to thank the attorneys, the FBI agents, the analysts, the professional staff who helped us conduct this investigation in a fair and independent manner. These individuals, who spent nearly 2 years with the special counsel's office, were of the highest integrity. And I will close by reiterating the central allegation of our indictments, that there were multiple, systematic efforts to interfere in our election. And
all right, so we're going to pause right there. All right, so basically Mueller said exactly what I said. So what is done, don't bother me. If you even call me to come to Congress, which I don't want y'all bother me, I ain't going no farther than that report. I'm pretty much going to say, did you read the report? And it's like Tulsi Gabbard, they keep asking the same question. Tulsi, I done answered 100 times, roll the tape. I'm not answering you those questions no more. Stop asking the same question. I'm not going to say anything different. You should know what my response is going to be before I get it out. So why I'm wasting my time? Now, he's going to summarize his report. So let's go back.
that there were multiple, systematic, at nearly 2 years with the special counsel's office were of the highest integrity. And I will close by reiterating the central allegation of our indictments.
All right. I will close by the central allegations of my indictments. Allegations again.
That there were multiple, systematic efforts to interfere in our election.
All right. I'm alleging that there are multiple central attempts in our elections. Now, let's stop here for a second. Every country, every major country attempt to get some kind of access to people's elections. China do it to us in Russia. Russia do it to us in China. We all look into people's election process. We all find ways where we can influence the election, and the United States is the king. All right? Now, going back to this. Now, let me keep going.
And that allegation deserves the attention of every American. Thank you. Thank you for being here today.
All right. So he said, I'm going back to this to put this in the stamp. There were multiple, our department alleged that there were multiple attempts to interfere in our election. It didn't say hack, interfere. We, the United States of America, are currently right now not only interfering in an election, we're pretty much trying to put our hand on an individual that's in office right now, grab him by the shirt and grab him by the trousers and Uncle Phil him out of the country and put in our president, the one we chose to run that country. We're currently doing that in Venezuela. We've done that in just about every major company. We've done that in Iran. We're looking to do that in Iran again. We've done that. We played a part in Israel getting their nation back. We've done that with Iraq. We've done that with Afghanistan. We want so bad to do that with Syria. We've done that, and we tried and failed in Libya. We've known to do that. We got the nerves to talk about somebody electronically probably gaining some access to a database, alleged. Still no proof, no evidence, concrete, tangible evidence, none. They're still alleging. In other words, we still don't know. This is what we believe. Please believe me. Please, please believe me. They're begging you to believe because alleged isn't fact. And they still haven't come up with the evidence. So he's trying to put the central focus, we need to tighten up our election. Now, mind you, people like Jill Stein said we need to go to ranked choice voting and we need to go to paper ballots. Mind you, Tulsi Gabbard came up with a policy and a bill did not only stop funding terrorists overseas and stop trying to overthrow these government interference, ourselves interfering in other countries' election, not daily. We're literally sending our armies down there to overthrow a person and put in who we want. Lieutenant Obama down in Venezuela, or Arab. We got people who we want to put in office in Iran, Iraq. We got somebody in Iraq right now, in Afghanistan. Somebody that's gonna play ball with us. We didn't need Gaddafi. We need somebody going to play ball with us and give us some of that oil and some of those diamonds and some of those golds. We want some of that. So we got to get rid of this dude and put in who we want to be in that office. So the shame on you, America, to be talking about us interfering in somebody's Russia or whoever, multiple efforts. Let me go back, because I think it said the bottom line is Russia attempted to influence the election. Every country is trying to influence the election. Some do it electronically. Some do it through social media. Some do it through lobbyists. Everybody is trying to influence in our election. It is part of the game. I hate it. I don't participate in it. I don't like it, but it is what it is. But shame on our country for getting all pissy and upset because we need to do something because they're influencing the minds of Americans, and Americans so dumb they can't make up their mind. They can't look at their own record. The bottom line, the information that was hacked, I got a question to all of you. Was it false information? No. So am I mad because somebody, it wasn't me? Should I approve of it? I don't give a crap what people, if you got information on our government doing wrong and you want to give it to somebody to release it, I'm glad that we got whistleblowers. I'm glad we got people that see bad things going on from our government, harming other governments and harming our own people. It should be out. We should be a transparent country, but we're not. So, in closing, this Robert Mueller thing is on the news all day. Here it is, 2:47, it's still on the news. It's going to be on the news all night, and people thinking it's some freaking bombshell. The man just did a summary of stuff that Barr already said. He said, look, there's nothing more to say. It's in the report. Y'all looking for me to indict Trump and get him, lock him up? I can't do that even if I did have. If I found a bag of cocaine on Trump, I can't do nothing about it. because it's against the Constitution. I know that sounds hard. Maybe that's the reason why Joe Biden ain't went to jail. Maybe that's the reason why Trump always... I scratch my nose a lot. People talking about, Rob, man, what you just hit something? Nah, I got a problem with nose hairs, man. As you can see, I'm a very hairy dude, and nose hairs are a problem with me, man. It's like I'm always clipping my nose every day. So I'm always itching there. So, but man, let me get back to this. There is no breaking news. The man just reiterated what he said in the report and what Robert Barr said too. Now, Robert's biggest mistake is no collusion. What Mueller's saying is, a man is innocent to proven guilty, and right now I ain't got nothing to prove him guilty on. I ain't got nothing for him to prove him innocent on. The bottom line is the last phrase of that. A man is innocent to proven guilty. So whether I can prove he's innocent or not is not a factor. He's innocent until proven guilty. And right now, he said it over and over again, we don't have any proof that he's guilty. Now, he could be as guilty as sin, and they could have some crimes on him, but they couldn't do nothing about it anyway. So he's saying, well, look into me. If you figure I gave you the report, if you see something in there, then y'all have at it, Hoss. Keep me out of it. I can't do that. I'm not going to go against the Constitution. I'm not going to break the law just to make y'all happy. And man, I've been lying so hard for 30, 40, 50 years. I'm really tired of lying. I want to retire from lying. Give me my gold watch for lying and all my perks, but I want to live the rest of my life not lying about politics. Tired of it. Don't call me, leave me alone. It's done. All right, so the last part of that summary is do something about fixing the election. If he want to hold that up, even though it's still no data on that thing, we got people who offered Robert Mueller an opportunity to prove that the hacking didn't come from Russia, and they didn't even want to have the guys come in to do the proof. Why? Because this makes them money. I'm sitting up here looking at Trey Gowdy right now, having something to say. And sometimes I like Trey. Sometimes I don't like Trey. But I can't take nothing away. Trey know that law. Trey Gowdy knows the law. And Trey Gowdy ain't gonna take no sides on that law. He'll do it to Trump too. It don't matter with Trey Gowdy. But then again, sometimes Trey Gowdy can be a little suck up. But Trey Gowdy know that law. So I'm quite sure he's a smart attorney. Doesn't mean he don't have the capability of being a horrible attorney, but he's smart. So I'm done with this. I got other stuff to do, but since it's so-called breaking news, I thought I'd do something on it real quick and just let you know, this ain't breaking. He's just summarizing what he's just saying, look, I'm gonna try to help y'all out before I retire. Stop making your own assumptions. I can't do nothing about this. A man is innocent to proven guilty. I don't have enough evidence to hook Trump with Russian conspiracy, and I don't have enough evidence to even charge him for collusion. And if I did, I couldn't do anything. But you can take it. You can do whatever you want. Leave me out of it. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't Instagram me. Don't message me. I'm out. I'm Robert BOBTV Brown with the Rob Report, and I'm also out. Hey, thank you for watching that episode of the Rob Report. Before you go now, I need you to do two things for me. First thing, I want you to like the video if you liked it. Second thing, I want you to share it all across social media. And if you have not subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. Stop and do it. As Jimmy Dore says sometimes, you think you're subscribed, or you go check and find out you're not subscribed. So make sure you check that you're subscribed and hit the notification bell. That'll let you know when I put a new content out. I'm not a fan of Super Chat, so if you plan on giving to the efforts of Bob TV, make sure you do that through BobTVNYC at PayPal.me. Anybody who want to have free access to my Patreon channel, I'm trying to save you money on your cable bill. ran into a program that I think everybody need, everybody can afford, and everybody should have, and that link is down there below. 5,000 plus channel, best sports package, and the best premium TV, and even international channels, and you can access this all over the world. Go ahead and check that out, get your free trial, and if you decide to support, become members of those two services, we'll go ahead and give you full access to the Patreon channel, and there's no cost to it. So my name is Robert Brown with the Robert Report. Thank you for watching. I'll holler at you later. Peace.